Hi everyone, today's video is a little bit different than normal and I'm not much of a drama guy. I kinda hate it even though it works on YouTube, but there's a reason why I don't like it. Because simply put, often it comes with an attack and I don't want this video to be perceived as that. That's not my target here. My target is to really aim for those people who are looking for a phone and get the best results that they will like. Naturally, when it comes to those styles of my videos, I showcase different phones, or even in comparisons, I try to touch upon that difference that we will have between different phones, showcasing how each has a different look, like Xiaomi having more of that dramatic look with great color contrast, or Vivo with amazing consistency, pretty natural in a sense if you don't zoom in too much and of course use AI, or Oppo's big improvement on color contrast as well, and how Master Mode really pushes that experience of Oppo up to a very good experience with less processing. That is what I always want to talk about and tell a viewer in my own kind of style which phone fits you best. Not me or not someone else, and not in numbers, just in the way that it looks and approaches its photography. Show, don't tell. That's my rule. And I think the best one I've done when it comes to that kind of story is where I spoke about which phone is the best of 2025. Because of the style differences you will see with a lot of phones. Be it for instance the likes of Xiaomi, be it the likes of Vivo, or be it the likes of Oppo. They approach photography substantially differently to each other. You will get very different results, and therefore preference is really key on which kind of phone you will like best when it comes to the camera and of course videography as well. Because style is something that you cannot put in numbers. Style is something you cannot tell a person you should or shouldn't like, but that does happen a lot, especially when it comes to the likes of DxO Mark. Giving a rating like that is basically a more fancy version of doing benchmark tests. Often for people, benchmark tests are quite useless because simply put, when it comes to most phones, you will be able to do whatever you want on a phone. They're fast enough, especially these days. Did it hold some legit conversation back in the days? Sure, why not? Back in those days, phones were struggling with a lot of things, but these days, it really isn't a case anymore where I feel like you should listen to, for instance, those benchmark tests. And the same counts for DxO Mark. DxO Mark, not to mention, has some shady things going on sometimes. And I'm not saying that those kind of reviews are bought, because I don't know. So I don't really want to put that into words. But when it comes to, for instance, seeing Apple as high as it is, I question the legitimacy of it. Because when I use the iPhone 16 Pro, which is the same as the Pro Max, it's just a smaller version of it, it wasn't really good. Especially when it comes to the ultra-wide. That ultra-wide is one of the poorest I've seen on any phone. And when it comes to that performance of it, that was just the technical side of it. This is not even talking about the style that you will get with the photography of it. Or of course video as well. But when it comes to iPhone being that high, I question it. I question why is it that high? How come it is that high knowing the results that I'm getting from the phone itself from a technical side of it? Not to mention that years ago, I know there was a video when it comes to the release of the OnePlus 7, I think it was, and it was rated as one of the highest. And I remember bigger YouTubers saying, they probably bought that.
Resistant to water. They just didn't pay for the certification.
Right, which I
But
get.
You know what's funny is they paid for the DxO score. I'm going there. I'm going there.
It's cold in here.
I'm not saying that happened, but it might have. I don't know. But that's beside the point. When it comes to my channel, I really want the person that buys a phone that is quite expensive to be happy with the result. If I tell them, for instance, that you should like Vivo and they buy it, and they're not happy with the result because they like the style of Xiaomi more, then what have I done? I just made a person buy a wrong phone that doesn't fit them at all. Sure, there are things that I will call out. For instance, poor skin, I will call that out. Inconsistencies, I will call that out. But when it comes to, for instance, that feel of photography, yes, Xiaomi does that really well. But when it comes to the thrust of the phone itself, Vivo is the best here. But it doesn't mean that this should go over something like the Oppo or the Xiaomi because of it. It should be there for you because you like the style the best, and that really matters, and that's something that DxO never touches on, because I think it's kind of a competition. It's a number game. It's like saying, like the benchmark test of the past, well, mine has 10 scores more than yours does. And I really don't see any added value to it. I really don't see why someone should take that number in account and say, well, I should probably buy that one. Not to mention that, again, we've seen some questionable things when it comes to the DxOMark and the results that you're getting, and then seeing some other verses and you're seeing like, how does it stack up when it's technically not even better than that one that got higher points? Either way, this video again isn't a gripe at DxOMark, because my target with my channel is to not have any drama. I want it to be informative. I want it to be somewhere where you can say, okay, I want to know which one I'm gonna get and which one fits me best. That's my target. That's the target on this channel. Because at the end, if you buy a phone that is €1,000 or 500 euros or even 300 or 200, I want it to be because you like the result, not because of me liking the result or someone else. That's never the target here. Either way, DxOMark, I don't take it seriously because of that. Because of the reason of it not touching preference at all. It not touching the way that it approaches photography. I just don't feel like there's any use to it, just like benchmarks. Either way, I am sorry for this kind of different video, but I feel like it's important. I know I don't have any voice compared to them. I know I don't have any voice compared to those big channels. But when it comes to photography, I feel like there's a different approach that I have to it. When it comes to explaining the approach of the phone itself and showcasing it instead of telling you which one you should like. And I do hope that you really enjoyed that side of my channel as well. Either way, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a different one and more of a ramble compared to what I would normally do, a storytelling kind of feeling. But let me know what your thoughts are on DxOMark. And of course, before we leave, I really want to thank my members as well. As always, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to become a member, you can by clicking join below. And of course, when I have comparisons online and I have some WAV files, I will share them with my members. Anyway, if you aren't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe, like and everything. I'll talk to you guys in the next.